It's time to take a look at what's happening around Wyoming. I'm Wendy Corr, bringing you headlines from the Cowboy State Daily newsroom for Wednesday, May 1st. 3 elk that were apparently illegally shot and left to rot in a remote section of Campbell County this month were part of one of Wyoming's few plains elk herds. Cowboy State Daily's Mark Hines reports that the elk were shot multiple times from a distance, then shot in the head at close range, and the carcasses were left to waste, making the poaching that much more enraging for legal elk hunters.
Apparently animals have been shot from some distance, and then somebody walked up and shot them in the head and then just left them there to rot. This, of course, is way out of season. But the legal hunting tags for the legal hunting seasons in fall are difficult to draw. So that just makes it that much of a bigger slap in the face for people that go out and hunt elk legally and ethically, is that it's already hard to draw an elk tag in that area. It's a coveted area. And then someone just went out and blasted 3 elk apparently just for sick thrills.
Elk tags for legal hunting during the fall in that area are few and difficult to draw, which makes the apparent illegal poaching even more egregious. The richest woman in Australia, who's worth more than $30 billion, could be eyeing a move to buy a significant chunk of Wyoming's rare earths deposits. Cowboy State Daily's Pat Mayo reports that Australian billionaire Gina Rinehart seems to be clearly making a move to consolidate rare earths and has even made a play in the related lithium field.
I guarantee you everybody in the rare earths industry here in Wyoming is paying attention to what Gina Rinehart in Australia is doing. She's bought a stake, a position in a company called MP Materials near Las Vegas, which is the only place in America that mines and produces and processes rare earths. The only place.
The rare earths minerals bonanza is the result of consumers starved for magnet metals integral to the green transition to electric vehicles, wind turbines, consumer goods, robots, as well as military drones, missiles, and chips needed for sophisticated computing power. After 3 young men who had stints at the Wyoming Boy School launched a civil lawsuit accusing the school of confining, beating, humiliating, and abusing them, the facility is denying the allegations and called part of the lawsuit legally inapplicable. Cowboy State Daily's Claire McFarland reports that the 53-page civil complaint claims the school's employees subjected the boys to solitary confinement, verbal and physical abuse, and other cruelties.
There are allegations of cruel and unusual punishment, due process violations. Several claims allege that the boys' school did solitary confinement practices that were harmful to the kids' developing minds. The answer filed Monday by the boys' school and Wyoming DFS and the individual plaintiffs says, I mean, dozens of times it says Wyoming Boy School does not use solitary confinement. Essentially, it says we deny, the word is deny, that Wyoming Boy School uses solitary confinement.
The school is also asking U.S. District Court Judge Scott Skovdahl to dismiss the claims that individual workers violated part of the Federal Americans with Disabilities Act and the Rehabilitation Act. The Joint Health, Labor, and Social Services Committee on Monday approved a motion to draft a bill that would prevent the Wyoming Department of Health from giving money for sexually explicit events. The move came in response to the agency approving nearly $3,000 in public money for a drag queen bingo event, which Department Director Stefan Johansson said was designed to raise awareness and support for people in the state living with HIV and AIDS. But Cowboy State Daily's Leah Wolfson says the more conservative members of the committee were not impressed with Johansson's explanation.
Basically, what the point of the event was, it was hosted by Wyoming AIDS Assistance, and this is a nonprofit dedicated to supporting men, women, and children living with HIV and AIDS in Wyoming. So the event was strictly a fundraiser to draw awareness and support for these people living in Wyoming. And Johansson really wanted to emphasize to these people that it wasn't the drag queen or drag show aspect of the event that the money was going towards, but more so the disease prevention and awareness aspect that he did believe fit within the federal guidelines of the event.
Johansson said his department has no policies for what exact activities community organizations can offer at events that receive grant money, but will review their policies moving forward. And the last day of April was bright and breezy in Wyoming with mild temperatures and sunny skies. The first day of May will likely be colder and cloudy with a decent chance of snow. Wyoming's whiplash winter continues to make spring a roller coaster of fluctuating temperatures and wintry conditions, and it's likely to continue into the first weeks of May, reports Cowboy State Daily's Andrew Rossi.
Historically, May is one of the wettest months of the year. And as Cowboy State Daily meteorologist Don Day likes to say, it's the winter weather, it's not going away until Mother's Day. So for the first few weeks of May, we should expect it to be more of this roller coaster, kind of unsettled, as they like to call it. It's unsettled weather where we'll get these strings of really nice spring, almost summer like days, followed by days with rain and thunderstorms and even some evening snow showers.
Cowboy State Daily meteorologist Don Day sees the first day of May as a good preview of what Wyomingites should expect for the first few weeks of the month. And that's today's news. Get your free digital subscription to Wyoming's only statewide newspaper by hitting the subscribe button on cowboystatedaily.com. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'm Wendy Corr for Cowboy State Daily.